Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Tea with Crema. I'll be one of your hosts today. My name is Kris, and I'm joined by my best friend, Emma.
What up, y'all?
If you've noticed there's a difference in energy, it's because this is probably the longest time Emma and I have gone without talking to each other in a very long time. So it's been a minute.
Yeah. But not like we haven't talked to each other. We literally text each other every day, but we haven't seen each other face to face since...
In a good hot minute.
I think it's since your birthday. Yeah, since your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like I can just like call you on like the regular phone because I ain't got international minutes like that. So
we gonna have to fix that. No, really though, it's such a pain in the butt. Like that is one of the things that I hate because like Isaac does not have an iPhone, so I be having to like call him through WhatsApp, and then WhatsApp is like connectivity low or like the picture is bad. Ugh, it's such a mess. I hate it here.
I feel like there are other apps that could work, and I feel like I've heard of them before. But if anyone can remember, I think Jeffrey knows, actually. I'll probably have to text him and figure it out. But there's an app that does all of the things that's apparently, better than everything. And it's not Slack, so...
Yeah. So, I mean, we have... So they use Line. It's called Line out here. And then it's, like, funny because people will be like, oh, are you online? And, like, the first time I heard that, I was like, oh, yeah, I have Wi-Fi. No, Line is an app. And I was like, well, I didn't know that. Jerks. Anyway, like we always start
Telegram.
Telegram?
No, maybe it's not Telegram. I'll find out.
Please do. Please do. But before I got rudely interrupted with Kris's stream of consciousness, let's get started with our tea check-in. And I'm just like super hyped about the tea check-in right now because I got a hot water kettle, y'all. So this is like a really big deal. Kris, what are you drinking today?
I know, Emma never introduces the tea section. Gosh. Okay. Well, I am drinking Island Paradise, which is a blended green tea from Japan, of all places. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. So it's made from like, it says a sencha green tea. So I don't know what sencha is or why it's different, but apparently it's Japanese. And then there's also some almond flavoring and shredded coconut. And I will say I smelled the coconut when I was pouring it to be brewed. But I think that the flavors that really carried out are the green and the almond, which is nice because I can't stand coconut. So it worked out. I was a little nervous about it, but it really worked out. And it's from Specialty Tea Products.
Is that from one of the Sips by teas?
It is.
Oh, see, it's still going strong over here, y'all. Like, Kris is out here getting his Sips by boxes that the trio had gifted us.
But now I pay for it. It's real now.
It seems like it's been pretty solid.
Yeah, the November box that I just got, I am very excited for. Like, there are some really promising flavors in there, so I'm excited.
That's awesome. Maybe Sips by will sponsor us.
Maybe one day. I think they're still like a small company looking for sponsors, so we'll just mutually look for sponsors together. Oh my gosh. So Emma, what are you drinking with your hot tea kettle water thing?
So I tell Kris that I'm drinking tea and he's like, oh, what are you drinking? And I'm like, oh, English breakfast. And he goes, wow, basic. So yes, I know it's basic. Okay. I had an Amazon Fresh order the other day and I needed I think it was 330 yen to go over. And I was like, oh, I don't have any tea. Mind you, I still didn't have a tea kettle by this point. So I just bought tea and it was sitting in my cupboard. So I bought all this tea. So I also have some green tea as well. But fun fact, sencha green tea is it's roasted and grown in Japan. I actually only know this because I just assigned a export production and sustainability project to my kids, and one of them decided to focus on green tea specifically in Japan. So I learned a little bit something. So when he said sencha, I was like, wait, I know that.
Wow. So it really is from Japan. It's not made up.
And it's it's actually a pretty intense process, the way that it has to go through, and it gets dried, and it can only be considered sencha if it's grown in a certain part. So it's a whole thing.
That kind of sounds like champagne. Like it's only champagne if it's from Champagne.
Yeah, or like Parmesan cheese.
What?
I also learned about Parmesan cheese during this. Honestly, I learned about a whole lot of different exports during this project. I just thought it'd be fun. And then all the kids like came up with some really cool things that they were researching. So yeah, Parmesan cheese can also only be considered Parmesan if it comes from like, there's like 5 different regions in Italy. And then I had them talk about like, what are like some issues around the export, you know, either like ethical or moral and, things like that. And so the one who was doing it on Parmesan cheese, there's actually Parmesan cheese fraud.
I mean, it all seems like it's not real Parmesan cheese now. Like, none of it seems real. There's no way all of the Parmesan cheese that you get from Kroger, H-E-B, Target, well, that's not all from those 5 regions in Italy. Oh my God.
Fraud. Oh, you know what though? It might actually be Parmesan cheese blend. So I think if it says blend, that's like your indicator.
So do these companies make their own Parmesan cheese? It's just not technically Parmesan because it's not from...
So. Yes. Yeah, I think that's
confusing.
Actually like the indicator. But yeah, so that was like one of the things that when my student had looked it up and was like, did you know that Parmesan cheese fraud is a thing? And I was like, is that a reputable source? And she goes, I don't know. So I like looked at the source, like, yep, looks legit. So.
Oh my gosh. It's so interesting because when you think like food fraud, I think of like the fake sushi that you can get at restaurants because that's one of the like most common ones. But Parmesan cheese, that's wild.
For people out here. But you know, those like big rolls are like very expensive. So I mean, there's a niche market out there for everybody.
Oh my gosh, it'd be like that. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, Miss Alatini.
Dabby Mito.
What have you been up to since our last episode, since our last check-in, our last conversation? What you been doing?
I like literally haven't been doing anything. I've been sick for the entire month of November. It's been awful. I got sick in the beginning of the month. I was starting to cough, and in my head, I was like, oh, I'm fine. You know, teachers just be out here, and it's really terrible, but we be out there going to work with colds and things and not feeling 100%. And so I started feeling sick on a Monday, and on Wednesday, I started to lose my voice. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like losing my voice. I like go and talk to the nurse, and she's like, how long have you been feeling this way? And I was like, since Monday. And she's like, yeah, you're actually not supposed to be in school because those are flu-like symptoms. And I was like, oh no! I was like, oh my gosh, am I patient 0 at school? So I felt so bad, but they made me stay home. And then it turned out I had a bacterial infection. So I was like, whatever, I'm sick. After that, I also started to get gout. If anyone knows what gout is, you know, you Pacific Islanders out there, y'all all know what it is because we be out here getting it all the time. I also got gout in October, and it just was like, I would get sick and then I would have a gout flare up, and then I would get sick again and then I'd have another gout flare up. So that's how my month has been going. I haven't really been doing much except for going to work and coming home just because I haven't felt really great. So on the weekends, I kind of just like chill and sleep, but I am starting to get stir crazy and I'm finally starting to feel better. So today I am hoping to get to Costco, which is also a mission in itself. So that's kind of what I've been up to. What have you been up to, Mr. 27-year-old?
Wait, are the Costcos out there as crazy, busy as the ones here?
Worse.
Oh my gosh.
It's worse. Like if you thought Costco in America was busy, no, that's like a walk in the park compared to here. I've been on both a weekday and on the weekend, and the weekdays are a little bit less, but it's still pretty busy. But the weekends, like you can't even get in there with a cart. Like it is that packed. So yeah, I just like to go because I did see an advent calendar, and Kris and I are about to start an advent calendar series. So I did see one last time. And so that's why I'm also heading down there because I can't seem to find one that I like on Amazon. But yeah, Costco it's a mess. I should probably, I'll take like a story so y'all can see, but the food is delicious. We'll say that 10 out of 10. Sometimes I do just go to Costco just so I can eat the hot dog.
So they still have like the hot dogs and the pizza there?
Yeah. And it's still like really cheap. So like for 180 yen, which is, you know, still, I think it's about $1.50, maybe a little bit less than that. You can get a hot dog and a drink, and the pizza is still really big. And they also have they have seasonal ice cream. So that's really cool. And they have like seasonal smoothies, but their smoothie is a slushie. So like last time it was a pear smoothie, And then because pears were in season, the time I went before that, it was grape smoothie because it was grape season. So right now I think it's strawberry season. So maybe there'll be strawberry smoothie. I don't know. I just like to go for the food though.
That's really nice. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not about that Costco life. I don't think I'm going to get a membership after all. This sounds insane.
I mean, the thing is that it's like, you're also only a family of one. Like, I'm also only a family of one, so I don't know why I have one. Other than the fact that I just, I do be out here impulsively buying things I don't need.
What was that co-star sent today? Someone needs to learn delayed gratification.
Kris and I are on this app. It's called CoStar if any of you are into astrology. I don't know how accurate it is because I still don't know what time I was born at. And then I asked my mom and she was like, how was I? I don't know. I don't remember that. And then I asked my sister and she was like, well, you were born before school got out because I got to be early released that day. To see you. And I was like, okay, so we know it was before 2 p.m. So I always assume it was like 12 p.m. But that also messes up your birth chart. So I don't know. But yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mess it up, but it could mess it up.
Yeah. So it did say that I do need to practice delayed gratification, which, mind your business. But yeah, what have you been up to?
I have really been meeting the social part of my, what is that, vision board that we created?
It only took 11 months.
First of all, I feel like I've just been going out a lot more, like doing stuff with people and like just being out and about and exploring stuff. So I think for one of my coworkers' birthdays, we went to a sushi place, which I was very hesitant about for so many reasons. A, you have it stuck in my head that you're just like, it's Fort Worth. How fresh could this fish really be? Then I was like, well, I don't even eat fish, so I don't even got to worry about it. But a lot of sushi places, like, I don't know, sometimes their vegetarian or vegan options are like rice and seaweed. Yeah, like that's all they got. And so this place like actually had significant options, which was really nice. Overall, it was still expensive.
For your vegan sushi?
Yes, it was. I think that's also why I'm like, sushi is not the move. It was Blue Sushi Sake Grill in Fort Worth. And I think overall, I'd have to give it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was very cold. They did have a really nice fish tank. Parking was trash. Terrible in that whole area. Absolutely trash.
Where was it?
It's like right across from all of the museums. So like the Arts District and West 7th, it's a very poppin' part of Fort Worth, but like the restaurant itself did not have any. It didn't have any dedicated parking at all. So you had to just like try your best to find it somewhere like on the street or somewhere. And no, they didn't have any partnerships with any of the garages, nothing. So parking was trash. The food was expensive and kind of meh.
Oh,
and I don't know. And I did not try the regular sushi. I don't know what the rest of it was like. Everyone else's stuff was real interesting. Like there were some that like they brought the meat on these really hot rocks and the meat cooked on the rocks in front of you.
They did the yakitori.
I think so. But then they also brought out one of the other people that I was with ordered a tea, and you know how I am with tea, and it was lukewarm. They were like, "Oh, can you like trying to get the tea to steep in lukewarm water? Tea don't steep in lukewarm water. How did this? I don't understand. You could touch the pot. The pot was not hot at all. When you're trying to like steep tea, you should not be able to touch anything but the little handle that the pot was on. But they did have a nice fish tank. So
that's really where the 3 stars comes from.
Honestly. So overall, you're right. Probably only 3. I don't know why I gave it 3.5. Maybe the regular food was good. Like the vegetarian, vegan options, whatever. I always find like sushi is just really expensive anyway, so the price to food ratio is a little off for me. But there is a ramen spot next door, Hanabe Ramen, that I really want to try. So I'll let you know how that place goes. We'll see. I don't know. They have a vegetarian option. You didn't try the vegetarian option, so.
Yes, very true. So my big thing about sushi restaurants, and I'm about to be that person, is because we live in Fort Worth, y'all. It's not even like, even if I was in Houston, I don't even think I would eat sushi there either, because I've seen the water. I got engaged right next to the water and was like, I'm not even gonna swim in that because I might come out with 10 legs. So like anywhere in Texas, I already just don't trust it. Also, I've only literally probably been to one legitimate sushi place in Texas, and that was like a 2-hour wait, and it was, actual Japanese people working there. So that's where I'm also kind of iffy. I'm like, is this colonized sushi? Because, they be jacking up the price for no reason.
Come through, California roll.
Or like my mom's biggest pet peeve is cream cheese on sushi. She's like, why do they do that? So it's the Philadelphia roll. It's made with eel, but to like offset the eel, because it's like kind of, I don't even know the word for it. It's like really savory and it's in the sauce. So they put cream cheese on it to make it more creamy. I personally don't think it's like terrible, but my mom's like, no, that's sacrilegious. And so, now living out here too, even like when I eat sushi, I'm like, oh, yep, this sushi is it. But also, I understand now the sustainability of sushi out here. It's not great. You should not be going to all you can eat sushi. That's not sustainable for the world. But yeah.
Probably not all you can eat much of anything.
Exactly. Anything you can do all you can eat should not be sustainable. But I have been to that Hanabe ramen place. I've been to most of the ramen spots in Fort Worth, and I have not been overly impressed with any of them. Even some of the places here, I'm like, this is not like, I've been to one that I really like, but I did go to another one, and I was like, ooh. So you can even have bad ramen in Japan.
I mean, yeah, I've only been to 2. The one in Arlington and the one in California. And, that's not true. I went to one in Dallas. I knew the one in Dallas wasn't good. And I had never even really had ramen all that much. And I knew that one was not good. And then the one in Arlington was kind of meh.
Yeah.
And then the one that we went to in California, you'd been talking it up. So, sometimes people would be talking it up and then it's trash. But like, nah, that one.
Oh, did that one? Did you like that?
It
one?
lived. It lived up to its little expectations. So I was like, okay, I could go here again.
But that was also
I'm just saying.
I was like talking up the meat option, because I always go there and I only eat the meat option. And they very recently only added that vegetarian option, because when Isaac and I used to go there in high school, it was literally only the option that I had, and it would just get like, the sizes would get bigger, but there was never a vegetarian option. And so, once they started building out their shops and everything, I was really surprised. So that's how I knew that we could go there, because the last time I had gone to California, I was like, oh, let me check like the vegetarian options. And I was like, okay, yep, it's out here. And it's not just like, like, oh, we're going to do like a vegetarian broth and throw some noodles in it. It was, pretty substantial.
Because that's what happened in Arlington, is they just threw some noodles and some vegetarian broth. And I was like, I could have made this at home myself. And I don't even know how to do ramen, and I could have figured this out. So that one in California, it was worth it. But yeah, so I did that, and then and then I also did my little nailed it party, and it was a lot of fun. But it was a tragic train wreck because my oven didn't work, and I didn't figure it out until it was happening. And so instead of making cakes, we made cake soup.
Good soup.
It was. The foundations were there. Everyone's like foundational principles. Like, it probably would have been cake, but I don't know what happened. It's been fixed. Everything ended up well, which kind of leads into Thanksgiving, because I was then able to bake everything for Thanksgiving. Like, I went a little out of the box this year. I usually just make cookies, but I made a whole pie from scratch this year.
It was so good. Was it delicious?
It was.
Let people know.
It was a true, 4 out of 5 star cake or pie, because the aesthetics were there. The crust was crusty, like whatever crust is. I wasn't like, oh, it's chewy, or oh, it's burnt. It like.
Don't say that your crust was crusty.
Look, it was like a crust.
It was
crumbly. Whatever the adjective is, it did the crust thing. Okay, and then the texture was really good. And the only thing that I think I gotta figure out is the egg to sugar ratio, because it, taste wise, it was just a little on the egg side. I was like, this is odd. I didn't expect that. And so I just had to figure out, because again, like you said, baking is one of those, like, you can't just be out here tampering with stuff. And so I don't want to, like, take out an egg and then add a bunch of sugar and then that throws the texture off. And so I don't know. I'm going to figure it out, though. But I enjoyed it.
It sounds like what you had ended up making, because it even looked like it, too, when I first saw it. Have you ever had a custard pie?
No.
Oh, that's what it kind of looked like when you first made it. The top was a little bit more crumbly, which is, I'm assuming, from the sugar. But then when you're like, oh, it was very eggy, that's like such a custard pie adjective. So I'm wondering then where it's like, what is the differentiation? Because I've only really had custard pie. I don't think I've ever had buttermilk pie. So I'm not sure if they're the same. Which would be, like, that's like a South name. That's like the Southern name for it is buttermilk pie. And then maybe in Hawaii, it's custard pie. But it did look like a custard pie to me, just like not shiny.
They're also called chess pies. So those are the two names I know, buttermilk and chess. I don't know about this custard thing, but it was good overall. And then I made red velvet cookies with white chocolate, white chocolate chips.
Oh,
and then, so it was really good too. The only thing I was missing was frosting, and it's honestly just because I like making frosting, I like eating frosting, but like getting the frosting out of the bowl or the bag onto the product and making it not look tragic or messy is just such a process. So I didn't make the cream cheese icing that I wanted to make, but the cookie itself, it's real good.
And sometimes it's about the foundation, right? I think that there's sometimes where a lot of people try to overcompensate with really delicious frosting. And it does, it can carry it, but I think it's always about like the actual thing itself. So if you had a solid cookie, imagine if you put the frosting on it now. Ooh. Yum.
Next level.
The tea with crema is coming out with the bakery. Please look out. Oh, wait, that was my doorbell. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I'll just be here. It's fine.
Give me a second. Yeah, can you talk for 30 seconds? Can you take
I'll
minutes so I know what time to cut at?
Yes, I will.
I'm coming.
It's probably Emma's Amazon Fresh delivery. Ooh, she did say she's waiting on an IKEA delivery. Maybe that's what it is. IKEA.
It's a package from my mom.
Yay!
Oh my god. I knew she was sending a package. Okay. So you took what time?
23:30.
So I got a package. I got 2 packages, actually. I also got my IKEA stuff. I finally bought some throw pillows for my couch. And then I bought a blanket for my couch because I bought a blanket from like the 100 yen store, but it's literally a lap blanket. But I like to be like on the couch, like all snuggled up and stuff. So did that. And then my mom said she was sending me a November box. She just texted me today too. And she was like, did you get your package yet? And I was like, no, I've been waiting and no one has sent me anything. So look at us. Now I have 2 packages I get to open.
So that's your November box? So she sends them towards the end of the month?
Well, she sent it a week, maybe 10 days ago.
See, I'm going to ask her how much these little packages are. I'd be finding pineapple stuff.
No, don't do it. It's so expensive. It's wild. Like shipping from the US to Japan, it's one of those things where I'm like, do I really need it or can I wait till next year? Or can I find it? And so clothes things, like I didn't bring any of my beanies. I didn't bring any of my scarves because I was pretty sure I'd be able to find it here. And, my hand's just a little bit on the larger side, so have not been able to find a beanie here. Have not been able to find scarves, even though I see everybody wearing scarves. So I don't know if I'm just looking in the wrong place or what's going on. But yeah, so I did that. So she had to send some over to me because I have all the things at home. It was just I was limited in the number of suitcases I brought over. So.
And she still brought 8, so.
I brought 5.
I'm still trying to figure out how you carried 5 off the plane or from the little.
Oh, you should have seen me. I was out there. It was wild. I looked like a freaking superhero. And then to make matters worse, when I had to bring it up in the hotel. So the first hotel I stayed in was like super bougie and they brought it to me. The second hotel I stayed in, not as bougie. I had to do it all on my own. And at that moment I was like, frick, man, I was really regretting it.
This is it. This is where I go. This is too much.
I go home from here. I'm leaving. I cannot do this anymore.
Oh my gosh. Well, how was your first Thanksgiving not at home or with family?
It was a normal day because they don't celebrate Thanksgiving here. That's a very American holiday, so I worked. It was funny though because my American students did take the day off. They just took a whole day, a whole sick day, didn't come in. It was funny because one of my students had their father emailed and was like, we are having a family day today for Thanksgiving, parentheses, an American holiday, and parentheses, she will not be coming to school today.
Which I guess you also have to say, because like not all of the teachers at the school are American teachers either.
Yeah, exactly. So like all the American teachers were all like, oh, happy Thanksgiving. And me over here being decolonized AF. I was like, yeah, happy Indigenous Peoples Day.
Said, y'all gonna know about this.
I was like, I just be out here just, making all the white teachers mad. Anyway, but yeah, so I didn't really celebrate. I also haven't really celebrated Thanksgiving recently. I think last year I went home. The year before that, I went to Australia. The year before that, it's been like, I've been slowly trying to phase it out just because I do want to be, I don't know, more cognizant about the holiday. I do enjoy Thanksgiving for the food. And the school did provide a Thanksgiving lunch, which was really cute. They had turkey and stuffing and pumpkin pie and green beans and cranberry sauce. So it was like a cute little thing. And I was like, ooh, and I don't even have to do dishes afterwards. So even better. But yeah, so this is now your, 5th year hosting?
I think so.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
How was everything with that? Or do you feel like you have like a system down? You guys were in a new kitchen?
This might have been the 4th year. I think I actually went home the first year I was in DFW and then hosted after that.
You know what? I think you did because you didn't have furniture, remember?
Yeah, so I don't think that would have went very well. So I think it's the 4th year.
Yeah.
And then I think first and foremost, the more times you do something, the better you get at it. And so I've gotten pretty, like the routine is down. Today or this year we did the baking on Wednesday instead of trying to do everything on the same day. And I think that helped make everything a lot smoother.
Yeah.
And so that was really nice. And Kyrie was very helpful, in fact. And yeah, it was really nice. I think for the most part, it just worked out. There are a few things that didn't, but I think that just comes with the territory of trying to arrange things with a lot of different people who have different schedules. And so some things work out, some things not so much, and it'd be like that. But overall, I would say probably one of my favorite Thanksgivings in a little minute.
Aw, I love that. We love to see it. And I feel like your traditions are growing too. Did you guys do your turkey? Or don't you guys color something? Turkey? Don't you guys like color
Oh, no, that's for...
Is that Christmas?
Christmas.
Never mind.
Thanksgiving's very chill. We did try to get pajamas from Old Navy, and Old Navy was a mess.
Yes.
Mess.
They have one of the best Black Fridays, I will say. I do love Old Navy specifically for its Black Friday.
So that didn't work, but it's fine. We'll still probably get them from Old Navy. It just,
not now.
It was truly just like a pile of pajamas.
Yeah. Messy.
And your boy does not do doorbusters. I don't care about capitalism that much. So,
just out here.
Nope. Yeah, it was nice to just kind of like wake up whenever, have some breakfast, some coffee, talk, chat, and then we just went to mostly furniture stores. I'm still looking for a day bed or sleeper sofa for my guest room. I think I'm leaning towards day bed now. It seems a little bit more flexible and affordable. So I think that's what I'm just trying to find a one that like does most of the things that I'm looking for. There's so many options.
So many options.
So many options. It's wild. So we'll see. I'll let you know what ends up going in the room. So
yeah. And I'm still looking for things for my guest room too. So it's going to be a work in progress for as long as I decide to live here. Who knows? Maybe I won't even have to like make up anything because with the way that the borders are currently looking, nobody going to be visiting me for any time soon. So
we gonna see. It'd be like that though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, any other major updates you would like to include?
Nope. And what about you? Anything for you?
I applied for my passport finally.
Yes!
Passport. All right. Well, Emma, it's time for our...
rapid fire question. Bam, 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 bam.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you have your question set, ready to go?
What has been your favorite Christmas gift to date? It could be also something that you bought for yourself.
Oh my gosh, favorite Christmas gift to date. Oh my gosh. I know my mom gets me a lot of like really practical stuff.
Yeah.
And so things that like, and it's really, I don't know if I can like remember any of it off the top of my head, but probably something that she's gotten me because again, she gets me like, she literally like will wait throughout the whole year and like pay attention to things that you mention. And she's like, oh, did you ever find this thing that you were looking for in like April or whatever? And I'll be like, oh no, I didn't find it. It's fine. And then boom, it's there. But it's really subtle because like, it's not like, sometimes you get that like Christmas present and you know it's a Christmas present because it's like either Christmas themed or it's not like super useful.
Yeah.
But like, no, like the things that she gets me for Christmas are like super useful. So I lose track of like which things are from Christmas and which things are just like general because I use it like all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I would say pretty much anything that she gets me for the
I was
kitchen.
like, you still haven't said anything. I would say that my favorite Christmas gift that your mom has got you was your KitchenAid.
She did get that stand mixer coming in through. It was on sale. We just went for it. Like
we just did it that one day. So I also will say that was my favorite Christmas gift for you. But my favorite Christmas gift that I've ever received, and I think I can like just remember the joy that I felt when I received it, was my first desk. I was 10 years old. Maybe a little bit younger, actually. And so I like had opened up all my presents and there was one final present and my mom was like, oh, there's another one under the tree. So I like looked at it and I open it up and it's a small box. And I'm like, okay, what's in the small box? And I take it out and my sister had decorated rocks one year for school. They had like a pet rock. I don't know. The rock had a face on it. But all of a sudden I pull out the pet rock and I'm like, what the heck? What is this thing? And it says like, you've been bad or like you've been naughty this year. So here's your piece of coal. And I was like, oh my God, I've been bad, blah, blah, blah. And then it like had an arrow and it was like, turn it around. And it was like, just kidding. Your present was too big to fit under the tree. It's in the garage. So I like go to the garage and I open the garage and there is my beautiful desk. Now, I can't tell y'all if I ever actually worked at my desk, but I was just very excited because I felt like I was such a big kid, I was like, ooh, I'm out here, I'm official, I got a desk. So maybe that's where my love of desks and stationery started.
I'm out here, I can read at this desk, I can do my homework at this desk, I can study.
I can do all the things. So yeah, that's probably one.
Did she do the things?
To be continued. I don't know. I have to go ask her.
Oh my gosh, that's really nice. Wow. The rock. That's my favorite. These little pet rocks. I cannot. She had the kit ready to go.
She was out here. Okay, so what is your rapid fire question for today?
My rapid fire question comes from Twitter again, because that's where I get a lot of information. Mm-hmm. And my question is, who would you say are your 5 most listened to artists from high school?
Oh, that's a good one. I was just watching my Spotify. High school. Ooh, high school was a little rough. Definitely Paramore. Paramore is on that list. Trey Songz.
Okay. No shame. It'd be like that.
It'd be like that. Oh God, I don't even know. I can't even think back that far, honestly. Can you say some of yours and maybe it'll be on mine too?
Okay, so my top 3, pretty easy. It is
Lady Gaga,
Britney Spears, Katy Perry.
Good ones.
Easy top 3.
Yep.
And then I don't even, it wasn't Paramore because they were a middle school band for me. They were not popping at the time, in my personal opinion. Yeah. I wish that you could sort your library by year.
I have mine. Okay. Justin Bieber was on there because that's when he had come out with Baby, was my freshman year or sophomore year. And I had one of my really good friends bought me the album on Apple Music. So he was definitely on there. Oh my gosh. Trey Songz for sure. It was definitely Oh, what else?
I listened to, now he doesn't, I mean, he did start making music, but at the time he was doing a lot of covers. Sam Sui from YouTube.
What?
Mhm.
Sam Sui, that's a good one. Okay, I definitely had 303 was on there.
Not your most listened to. No,
Yes,
Emma.
yes. I like, like that trash like trap era was literally my jam. Like Kesha would have been on there too. Like that whole vibe. Like that was a vibe. Like, it had us in a chokehold. I actually saw 303 in concert. That's how much I liked them.
My God. I would say Kesha's probably on my list now that you've mentioned it too. Mm-hmm.
And then I had like a cute little K-pop moment as well. So, but yeah, I was definitely...
Oh, that was your K-pop era?
Yeah, and it was like a lot of K-pop, like R&B. I still wasn't really sure about like my music choice, but yeah, definitely. So top 5 was Paramore, Trey Songz. He just got me. I just did not understand anything. What did I know? I knew nothing, but I was out here singing like I knew some things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even Taylor Swift would have been on there because her Speak Now album had just come out.
You said Justin Bieber.
Yup, and 303.
It'd be like that sometimes. Oh my God.
That was you can clearly see I had no, I did not discriminate against any type of genre. If it was out there, it was out there. I listened to it.
It was fair game. Mm-hmm.
It was a fair game. But that was like the year of like even Lil Wayne was like doing all that weird stuff. Kanye West was doing all that weird stuff too. We had Estelle coming out. Ooh,
mm-hmm.
That was such a good, that was
Lil Wayne was doing some yeah, my brother was always listening to Amelie. When I tell you, I hate that song so much. I'm just immediately it just throws me back to my brother being in the shower playing that song on the speaker on repeat. Not the album. No. Not many songs. Just that one song. Just on repeat.
You know what though? It was the era of skinny jean rappers. We had that one, those boys, you're a jerk.
Yeah.
They was out here, they performed at my school. Far East Movement performed at my school too. That's when I think of high school, it is the epitome of these men in skinny jeans. Nostalgic.
Yep. That was high school.
That was a great way to end this episode.
I did it! So, where can people find the podcast?
You can find our podcast on Spotify, Apple, and Stitcher Podcast, or anywhere else that you can stream your podcast. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at The Tea with Crema. You can also support us and buy me some other non-basic teas on Venmo at The Tea with Crema. We hope to see you next time. Bye!